Alright guys, welcome back to my channel over here. Carlos over here. Just want to make sure one thing, see if I can bring this up a little higher so I can... Alright, welcome back. Here you see I have a bunch of boxes and I'm just going to open them up and show you what I'm going to do. This is the surprise that I was basically talking about. What I'm going to do to the vehicle, I'm going to change the landscape of the engine. Okay, I made a decision. I decided to go and change my intake manifold because right now it looks disgusting. Basically, it's not what I like to see when you pop the hood, you know, on a vehicle. It's not what I want to see. So I decided to go with a Holley Hi-Ram intake. Okay, why did I decide to go with that? Well, one, I want this to look good. Now I'm gonna open this up, and I've done a lot of research just to make sure that I know that I'm getting this, and I know I'm gonna lose a lot of torque because the original intake manifold is designed for it to do a lot of torque down low, between 2,000 to 3,000 or 4,000, you know, RPMs. It's supposed to just basically be torquey. I'm gonna lose a lot of that torque by going with this intake manifold. Decided to go with turbo. Okay, turbo is on order right now as we speak. Okay, that's another video for me to do. When I build the turbo, I'm gonna do it myself, and I'm just gonna go from there. But I did a lot of research. I ended up acquiring everything I needed for this intake manifold to actually work on my engine. So further ado, let's just take this apart. I'm gonna lay this on the table. I ended up getting a special table here, and just gonna lay it down just to show you guys what you guys really need to put the intake together and get all the adapters. I'm sure I don't have everything, but I have the majority, the big stuff. I think I need a little block manifold so that I can read the map sensor, or the manifold, the MAT, manifold ambient temperature. It's gonna read that also. Another reason why I went with this intake manifold is, you know what? Let me open it up. Okay, let me open it up, and then I'm gonna lay everything out, and then you'll understand why I decided to go with this route, because there's a lot of options with this thing, and I just won't just jump into something and not knowing what I can do, what I cannot do. It's gonna help me with the I can actually put a water to air cooler in between the manifold. I'll show you. Okay, so as you see, I opened every box that there is that I think I got, or that I think I need. Okay, here we have a Holley Hi-Ram. Okay, EFI intake manifold. Okay, they do provide with your own with the fuel rails. Holley, this is the Bosch style EV1. It's a fat body, and because I read the instructions, it said this intake will require this style of you could also get different companies, FIC, Fuel Injector Clinic. I believe they also offer 1500s, and if you see Sloppy Mechanics YouTube video, he puts the Snake Eaters 1500 from so you can put a bunch of stuff, but I decided to go with this. These are 80-pound fuel injectors. Okay, I'm gonna go turbo. Okay, so I know this already works. I already made a dry fit, and it works. Okay, it's gonna look something like this. I'm just gonna put another one at the other end. Okay, it's gonna look like that. What I do like about this is I can actually do the wires and hide them underneath, because of when you saw the video clip on my engine, it looked like spaghetti wires everywhere. It looked like spaghetti. I didn't like that. I just wanted everything to look clean, decent, organized. That's what I want. Plus, when you pop the hood, and you're just gonna be like, oh, and then when you have a turbo next to it, whoa, what is that, you know? So I like this idea. Let me show you what I have here. I also got a throttle body. It is a 1992 millimeter Holley. Okay, so I got myself a G Plus 92 millimeter throttle body. It came with idle air control. It also came in with your own TPS sensor and the hardware to mount it, and the gasket to go with it. Okay, so I also ordered a plate. Okay, because it's gonna go here where the throttle cable is gonna come in. My throttle cable comes from this side, from the driver's side. So I can go something of this nature, have it come this way and mount it this way. Yes, it may spin this thing backwards and the G Plus will be backwards, but if it works, it works, you know. If not, then I can snake the cable through here and have this thing looking kind of decent, you know. So it is facing down. I do have a cowl in my, those of you that have been following me, y'all already know what I'm gonna do. It has its own fuel regulator, okay. Well, I bought that separate. It has a gauge. I also have a digital readout for my Terminator X, okay. And because I'm going turbo, I don't have to, I may have to tune it later on, but it'll work. It'll do its own learning with the new setup. All I have to do is plug in the specs. This is why I went with the Terminator X, okay. Let me just give you a quick show. It has the hoses here. I'm just gonna show you real quick. It came with gloves. It came with a Y, so I can connect both fuel rails together. This is about $60 some, 70 bucks. I bought some wrenches, size 6, 8, and 10, okay. And my injectors, they're about 70 bucks. That way they get installed. Here's my Holley Terminator, okay. In the back of this here, this is where all my vacuum ports are gonna be. You know, the sensors are gonna be mounted. Just gonna show you very quickly. But she looks good, and I can put all my wires in here, okay. And the good thing about this here, let me see if I can show you guys. Good thing about this intake is that can go from to air, water to air. There's a cooler that comes in here. It splits up, and it goes in between here and the cover, and it'll stand up a little higher. So I might have to clearance the hood if I wanted to go to air to water intercooler. Okay, some people go to air. I may want to go to air to water. It'll be a little bit of money. It may have to save some more money because I have to save up for this here. This is not cheap. But I'm gonna go this route. This is the way that I want to go. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay. And because I'm going turbo, and yes, some people will say, well, you can keep the same stock manifold, intake manifold. Yeah, you can. You can do whatever you want, okay? But for me, I'd rather go with metal. I'm gonna build this thing, put it together. I'm gonna mount the hoses that I have available, okay? With the connectors here. I even have, I forgot to tell you about these. These right here are, in the end of these, it's a 8 AN line, threaded. So 8 AN, and it's adapted to a 6 AN, okay? So everything here on this fuel regulator is going to be 6 AN. Plus the lines that are coming in from my tank, okay, they're also 6 AN. So I needed the adapter from 6 AN to 8 AN. So these will just thread into the back of these, go into a 6 AN line, and then these are all 6 AN connectors to connect to these 6 AN hoses. So I think I got everything I needed. I want to show you the before and after, of course, and then I'm going to show you once it's installed. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. This is what I was saving money. I couldn't put a video out for a while because one, weather, I don't have a garage per se. But I also want to thank you guys for subscribing to me, sharing and liking and all that good stuff, because I'm already at 1,000+ subscribers with only 40 something videos, 30 something. I think it was like in the 30 something videos, almost 40 videos. I hit 1,000 subscribers, and it's all because of you guys. Thank you, I appreciate that. If you guys do help me out by, won't cost you anything, liking, share, subscribing, eventually I'll get to do more of this stuff. I do have to save some money. I'm not made out of money, but when I want something, I do the best I can to go get it, and we'll just make it happen. We'll make it happen, guys. All right, enough blabbering over here. I'm just gonna put all this together. Next thing you're gonna see this all set up. All fuel injectors installed, hoses installed, basically ready to go. All I have to do is remove the intake from the old 5.3 engine, okay, LM7, yes, but it's also LS family, so it's an LS. The reason why I say that, because some people don't get it, and you can interchange the heads, cams, you know, 4.8, 5.3, 6.0. You can change the heads on it and make this whole thing.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Pretty tall, so we'll see if I have to modify my own hood. It's not fully seated all the way in, but it is sticking out the hood. I do have a little bit, so we'll see how this works out. If it hits, it hits, and we'll go from there. If I gotta modify my hood, we'll modify it. It's okay, it's my truck. We'll make this bad boy custom. If I gotta go higher, bigger, we'll go higher, bigger. But right now she is about a good ½ inch up, so we'll see. Anyways, let's try it. All right guys, so I was able to try it out, and it will clear the intake, but it will not clear the throttle body. It hits the right here, the top edge of the throttle body. I may have to grind that down just enough, because let me show you, as this thing is going and closing, right, clears it. But look at my see if you can see the it hits right there. Cleans all that up. And in the back I just have to figure out a fuel setup, so we'll see. I'll figure something out. Looks good.